What's up, sports bettors? I got like 10 more player prop bets for you. I mean, we have NFL, NBA, we have NHL player props. We're going to be going through a bunch of them. And again, we're going to be using data to zone in on sharp bets, right? So, again, you need to use data to inform your betting decisions. We previously bet on Zach Wilson under 200 half passing yards, right? We played this right here on Underdog Fantasy. You can see now, as sportsbooks started to release odds around 180 half, they lowered their line to 178 half. So we were able to get 22 yards of improvement on the under for Zach Wilson's passing yards. We were able to bet this under 200 half. Now it's down to under 178 half, right? So we're following the markets, looking for value. In the exact same way an investor, a hedge fund manager, is looking for value, mispriced stocks, right? Bets with an edge. That's exactly what we're doing, and we're using data, the millions of odds, updating in real time on OddsJam as our Bloomberg terminal when we're finding sharp plays, right? You can see this line, for example, just moved on Josh Allen on Caesars from over 275 half to over 276 half. But anyways, let's start getting into my player props. So the first one I have is Denny in the Pacers-Wizards game, under 9.5 points at minus 110 odds for $250. So this is just a positive EV bet, profit margin of 4.31% right here. So we're getting this under at minus 110. I don't even know who this player is, and guess what? I don't care, right? Because that's not what matters in sports betting. If you want to be a sharp, profitable sports bettor, it's all about understanding the markets and how to find value. Here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data points, all with the under heavily juiced, heavily favored. And on Betfred, they're the one outlier pricing the over as the favored outcome at minus 120. We're able to get the under at minus 110, clearly getting ridiculous value. FanDuel has this minus 128, Caesars minus 145, DraftKings minus 120, and then BetOnline and Pinnacle, the two sharpest offshore sportsbooks, have this minus 155 and minus 159 respectively. So you don't have to know anything about basketball. It's just like a no-brainer that, yeah, minus 110 is incredible value. That's a play we want to be on. And again, OddsJam, you can browse odds for any major market, any sport, completely for free. But what this positive EV betting tool does for you is it just kind of like takes all the, odds from the market, kind of the millions of odds from OddsJam, and tries to point out to you, hey, these bets are huge value bets, right? Huge bets, or there's huge value in these plays, right? So getting minus 110 right here is ridiculous. So that's the first prop bet I went with. Next, we have a play on Thrive Fantasy. So I ended up taking Cortland Sutton over 54 half receiving yards. So you can see right here, so that's not the right game, but being able to get Sutton, over 54 half at minus 111 on Thrive is pretty ridiculous, considering Pinnacle has it minus 148. Every sportsbook has the over heavily juiced. We're getting it minus 111. Great value in the lines in the Broncos-Jags game. So that's the first pick I have. And then I also had, Romeo under 41 half receiving yards. Caesars has that minus 145, DraftKings minus 130, Pinnacle minus 142. So we're following the markets, zoning in on sharp bets, and I ended up locking it in. So two plays, Sutton over 54 half receiving yards, Romeo under 41 half. Again, don't even have to know anything about football. We're following the markets. We have three sports books more efficient, sharper betting markets than Thrive Fantasy are all telling us, hey, this should be priced at minus 145, minus 130, and minus 142. We're getting it at minus 111. We're a value investor. We want to be all over that play, right? So this play on this NBA prop bet I had, so I have so many player props, had a 4.31% profit margin. I hit it for $250. So I added it to my sheet where I'm tracking profit and loss of all the plays I've given out since September 12th. We're up 22.7K so far. Hopefully we can keep it going. And the total profit margin is $11 for this bet. 4.31% edge, $250 stake. You just multiply those numbers together, and this gets you the profit margin of your bet in dollars. Using math to make money sports betting, we're up 23K on YouTube plays, and on live streams, we're up 8.6K. So finally, I have a couple more plays on Underdog Fantasy. So this was actually the highest profit margin bet, just so ridiculous. We have Robert Tonyan under 3.5 receptions. So OddsJam, is pointing out, so you can sort the EV page by percent. So this is the highest profit margin bet. You can filter out for only the sports books you use, which you can see I'm doing right here. I don't use TwinSpires that much, whatever. If you get cut off from a sports book, whatever it is, you can just filter it out. But we can see right here, it's like, oh my gosh, we're getting this under 3.5 receptions at minus 122 implied odds when DraftKings has it minus 180. Pretty crazy if you think about it. And then I ended up going with my second pick is going to be right here. Well, we can actually take a look at, and pull it up right here. So let's continue to go through. I'm still amazed I got down this play. Robert Tonyan under 3.5 receptions. This is a bet you need to be all over. You have 1, 2, 3 sports books all telling you this should be priced from minus 179 to minus 184. 1, 2, 3 data points all telling you this should be, that you're getting an insane value bet at minus 122. So we want to be all over it. Just so profitable. This bet has a higher profit margin than the stock market. So I clobbered it, which you'll see here in a second. Then I also have Jason Tatum over 2.5 made threes. Boom. All the sports books have the over heavily juiced. We're getting ridiculous value at minus 122. Again, when sports books have the over juiced, it's because they think the over is a lot more likely to occur than the under, right? Like sports books imply win probabilities through their odds. So another way you can think about it, let's try reloading this, is if you have so it's not loading for me right now, but regardless, it should be pretty clear, if someone's a heavy favorite, right, the under is heavily favored. On DraftKings, you have to bet $180 to win $100 in profit on the under. On the over, if you bet $180, you'd be earning $250 if the over hits. So sportsbooks imply win probabilities through their odds. Because the under is so heavily juiced, the under is a lot more likely to occur. So being able to pick this up at minus 122 on Underdog Fantasy is just such ridiculous value. So I hit that, and then the final one I ended up going with is right here. Trevor Zegras, under 2.5 shots on goal. I also played Booker over 4.5 assists, which you'll see right here. Just so many plays today on Underdog Fantasy. So I Booker over, Zegras under, Robert Tonyan under, and then I switched out Tonyan right here, 250 to win 1.5K, Tatum over in threes, 2 unders, NFL, NBA, parlay. Again, all plays just from the OddsJam positive EV page. Looking for value, like an investor, let's make money.